Assalamualaikum and hi doctor. My name is Nurul Anissa binti Shamsuddin with metric number 272733. In this video, me and my group will be presenting about the company that we had chosen, which is Mr. DIY. Mr. DIY had founded 16 years ago in July 2005 under Mr. DIY Group Berhad. The founder of the company is a Malaysian-born man, Tan Yu Ye, who are now an executive vice chairman of Mr. DIY Group Berhad. They had opened their first store ever in Malaysia at Jalan Tuanku Abdul Rahman, Kuala Lumpur in July 2005. They had established as a home improvement retailer and hardware store for do-it-yourself projects. Their headquarters are in Selangor, Malaysia and serve as the main office for Mr. DIY Group Berhad, which manage 735 branches throughout Malaysia. Moreover, Mr. DIY also operated in other countries as well, such as Thailand, Brunei, Indonesia, Singapore, Cambodia, Philippines, and India. With all this operation, Mr. DIY had gained revenue over RM 2.6 billion in the fourth quarter of 2020. Most of the stores got a lot of attention by the public as they provide average of 18,000 variety of goods, including many of household needs with low price range. As their motto said, always low prices. In May 2019, Mr. DIY Group Berhad had launched their subsidiaries named Mr. Toy, which recognized as a toy business, while in 2020, another business venture had launched by the company which called Mr. Dollar that gives a set of pricing from RM 2 ringgit to RM 5 ringgit for all items. Now, I will move on into the demographic environment part. First and foremost, I would like to introduce first what is demographic. Demographic information might assist the organization with insight into their target market and customer demand. The first one is size of population. Mr. DIY offers goods which suit for everyone in the population and their target market. They provide 10 categories of household goods and needs, which are kept demanded by people in every country they operated. Estimated that Mr. DIY offers up to 80 million customers every year. It shows that they really target to everyone in every country, as the population in Malaysia are about 32.7 million and the remaining are in the other countries like Indonesia, Singapore, Brunei, Thailand, Philippines, India and Cambodia. The second point is gender. Mr. DIY target for both men and women. For men, they provide goods that suit with every man, such as car accessories, electrical, hardware, and many other things. As for women, Mr. DIY offers jewelries, cosmetics, household, and others which keep demanding by every woman. Furthermore, they also provide goods for every level of ages, especially kids and teenagers. There are toy section for kids and also divided into boys and girls. The last point is about income. Mr. DIY gives attention for people with low to medium income as their target market. It is suit with their motto, which is always low prices. And as for now, that's all from me. I will pass it to the other group members. Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabila Huda binti Mak Bashir and my metric number is 273237. I'm going to continue the presentation with the next point, which is the economic factor. The economic factors affecting the macro environment relate to forces that affect how consumers spend and their purchasing power. Every businesses should closely monitor the data and regularly and be fully aware of such numbers. First of all, refer to the diagram 1. We can see that the growth of Mr. DIY revenue from the past 4 years. According to a research firm, Kenangan Research, stated that Mr. DIY net profit will soar up to RM 707 million in the financial year ending 31st December 2022. Also, in the first quarter ended on 31st March this year, Mr. DIY posted a net profit of RM 124.79 million, which doubled the amount of the previous first quarter. They show that Mr. DIY growth potential driven by both higher market demands for its products, which show that the company committed of taking their promise of always low prices. Mr. DIY used stringent data analytics to identify buying trend in different locations and stock up the store accordingly to their customers' preference to ensure their customer satisfaction. Move on to the next point. Despite the ongoing pandemic COVID-19, Mr. DIY plans to open more of their outlets across the country. We can look on the diagram 2, the chart showing the store growth during the years. The more stores will be open, the more job opportunities will be offered, which contribute in the economic growth at the location. Mr. DIY is designed for high density location and rural areas, which makes the customer can access to Mr. DIY more easily and further drive the growth of their business. That's all from me, and I'm going to pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
My name is Jamila Sheila binti Jalal. My meeting number is 273618. Next, I will talk about the sociocultural environment. Sociocultural environment continue to be dynamic and changing. Its factors also vary between community groups. The sociocultural environment refers to trends and developments in changes in attitude, behavior, and values in society. It is closely related to population, lifestyle, culture, taste, costumes, and traditions. These factors are created by the community and often are passed down from one generation to another. This is a few examples of socioculture that happen in Mr. DIY company, which is, first of all, is religious belief. In relation to consumer values, a person's religious belief can influence his or her shopping habits and their product purchase. Mr. DIY produce a product that is suitable for people based their religion, such as Eid, Fitri, Deepavali, Chinese New Year, and more. Another sociocultural environment is business value norm. Mr. DIY make a production that concentrate on essential product that everyone needs. Mr. DIY also make collaboration with other companies to manage their sales and keep the performance of company. Then, purchasing behavior. Purchasing behavior depends on consumer. Mr. DIY provide an affordable price to attract consumer from middle class or elite class to their brand. The more affordable the price, the more buyer consume the product. Lastly, social and cultural change challenges companies to find more effective ways to adapt to stay ahead of their competitors. For example, changes in age composition affect changes in patterns of demand for goods and service. As the elderly population begins to dominate, the needs for health service and pensions increase. Furthermore, changes in age composition also affect recruitment policies. Companies must face more elderly with reduced productivity.
Good day, madam. My name is Agilan Selvakumaran and my metric number is 271452. Today I'll be presenting about my part, which is Mr. DIY's technology and environment. Firstly, Mr. DIY has launched robotic assistants in their respective warehouses. Those warehouses equipped with the programmable robots are able to fulfill online purchases faster with 200% increase in operational efficiency compared to the manual system. Secondly, Mr. DIY also has made collaboration with Touch and Go Group to enhance customers' experience across multiple online and offline channels. This collaboration has made shopping at Mr. DIY cashless and get cashback rewards upon payment made through Touch and Go e-wallet. Lastly, Mr. DIY has also increased the influence through e-commerce platforms such as Shopee and Lazada. This breakthrough helped them to easily reach their new and existing potential customers. This eventually also has increased their sales from the breakthrough in the e-commerce platform. That's all from me. Now I'll pass it to my teammate. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Noor Atika binti Qasim. My metric number 269640. So I will discuss about political legal environment. So political legal environment is the combination of a lot of factors such as the current political party in power, the degree of politicization of trade and industry, the efficiency of the current government policies, current legal framework, the public attitude toward the economy, and more. So, political legal environment is given by two aspects. It's divided by two aspects, such as government and legal. Government, it decides all the fiscal policies, monetary policies, and taxation module as well. So, Mr. DIY must pay all the taxes that has been charged by the government. So, the Mr. DIY must pay company tax rate to the government that has been charged to them, to the company. Second, it's legal. It contains company law, royalty law, patent law, intellectual property right. Each of the company have their own image that anyone cannot copy or imitate it. So, Mr. DIY have their own image, such as they have their own image by they have their each patent, royalty, and that other company cannot follow them. So, this Mr. DIY also located at the certain place such as Tesco that nowadays has also known as Lotus. So people can go there and buy something, buy product there, because they know Mr. DIY mostly located in Tesco. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum Doktor. My name is Noizati binti Muhammad Noizan. My matric number 273540. Okay, I will continue our presentation, which is I will present the natural environment in the company Mr. DIY. Okay, the natural environment is another important factor of the macro environment. This includes the natural resource that a company uses as inputs that affect their marketing activities. In year 2019, Universiti of Malaya, and Mr. DIY Sendirian Berhad continue its strategic partnership for another 3 years through a Memorandum of Agreement MOHD signed together in year 2019. The MOHD is a continuation of the collaboration through the organisation of the DIY Made Simple in invention competition since year 2017. At the ceremony, Chairman Mr. DIY, Dato' Azlam Shah Alias, handed over a cheque replica amounting to 269,000 to in conjunction with the MOHD signed for the period 2020 till 2022. In the meantime, Dato' Azlam said the organisation of the competition implemented by is the best platform for Mr. DIY reach out to the community, especially students. The effort is also seen to be able to produce future leaders who are versatile and have DIY skills. I think that's all for me and from us. Thank you.